And up there you see my brainwaves. They're right up there. And you've got delta, theta, alpha, beta, gamma, and they're all in real time. Everything's in real time. It's the only chess channel. Yeah, you're gonna find somebody playing chess and showing the brainwaves in real time. Um, it's pretty spectacular. A lot of people, you won't see a lot of people chatting tonight probably. So many of my viewers will just sit back, open some munchies, they're on the couch or whatever, zoning out, watching the brainwaves, getting in sync with those. Watch, they go up and down. They do all kinds of configurations and patterns when I'm getting into some complex chess positions. And so they kind of like they're a little bit mesmerized and they forget to actually chat. But jump right in there on the chat. It's always a lot of fun. Talk about the brainwaves, talk about the chess playing in real time. So without any more ado, let's just head on over here, shall we, to the Lee Chess and get a new opponent and watch the brainwaves at work as we're playing. It's quite mesmerizing. It's a lot of fun. Don't zone out too much. At the end of these videos, I often have to do like a countdown, backward to try to get people out of whatever sort of out of a mesmerization they might be in. So we'll do that at the end too. It's kind of a ritual just to make sure that I don't leave anybody in a state, an unwelcome sort of a state. If he pushes his pawn up, I'm going to castle. I'm going to castle even now. And right now, I've got a number of things I can do. I kind of know from experience that the attack on this pawn is off, but these pawns will keep his knight over here, excuse me, at bay, and I will go for attack on the queen side instead of the king side. And we'll see how this works out. We might actually be able to pull this off in record time. It's going to be kind of like a little fight here to see who can do this quicker, me or him. Where's his knight going to go if I challenge his knight now? We'll see what he can do. I really don't know. I'm looking around and I don't see any black squares for the knight to move to. The king's taking up the squares there. Okay. Um, I have to move this bishop out of danger, I suppose. But he works out pretty good back here anyway, I think. Okay. Just when I'm getting cocky. Got all these attacks against there. The knight can come up pretty strong right now. I gotta be careful here. The knight can take this pawn. I'm gonna try and see if this holds him back, holds him at bay. This knight counteracts this knight now on this square. The pawns are gonna come up pretty strong now. I don't know, I'm just gonna see what happens. This knight can now move the queen out, which might be one of my best moves. I gotta get this rook out of danger here. I couldn't move the bishop over because the bishop is protecting here. Ooh, I was doing really good there for a while, but I got a really strong pawn attack coming up here on this side. I gotta get his queen out of there. I'm just gonna do this because His queen is frightening me. And we're going to get a queen trade here, and then because I'm a piece ahead, I might pull this game off. We're even on the clock. Okay, that was interesting. This rook is protected. I think I can win the queen here by going here. So this will be a nice trade. He'll take the rook, and then I'll take his queen with my knight. And he can't come down with a check because I got this bishop here. Now I gotta decide what to do. I think the best thing I can do is bring the bishop back, and when these pawns come up, trade off that one, trade off this, take that one. Oh, I would have been better to bring the rook over because then I could have counteracted his rook here, but he's got the other rook anyway. Okay, I'm going to close off that file. I really didn't like that file open. Now I feel much more confident about everything. Okay, I'll get rid of this center pawn. I could get in trouble here if I'm not careful. I think it's better I come over here. He'll have to move his bishop. I gotta get that queen a little bit better centralized. Well, he didn't move his bishop after all. But I want to protect against this rook coming down here. Just got to make sure he doesn't get some weird dastardly attack on me. Right now, the next move I'm thinking of is to take this pawn with my bishop. And then maybe liberate the rook over to here. I'll already bring the rook over because it wasn't really doing much there. I could force a trade now on this file, and the queen will still be on this diagonal to protect against this rook coming down. I think I'll do that. Okay, and no, I can't take. I gotta be really careful here. I'm gonna come down here. Don't see anything that he can really do too bad to me. I gotta go faster here. I like that knight there. I think I'll just move stuff up. Everything looks pretty good where it is. Still playing the clock. Okay, I'll do the trade. And after I do the trade, I'm going to close that file. I just don't want to think too much here. I mean, not think too much. I mean, think too long. Okay, I'm going to attack this pawn. He'll probably try to protect it with his rook, and when he does that, I'll take this pawn. Okay, he's going to come down there. Mm-hmm. Wasting time. He didn't see that I had my queen protecting there. So now, okay, now he resigned, so we went on the clock. Let's do a quick. Oh wow, the brainwaves really got synchronized there right at the end. That was pretty interesting. So let's go ahead and I see I have one brainwave node there that's not really on for some reason. I don't know which one that is. Oh well. Well, I got most of them working, so it's is registering the brainwaves really good. So let's go ahead and go over here. Ooh, they're synchronizing again. So let's go back, do the analysis board, do what's called the post-mortem on that game, and just see if, I mean, we won the game, but that doesn't mean we were playing all that well. It's kind of bogus to win games by all kinds of blunders and stuff. And okay, here you see, I don't see any really huge blunders there on my part. There is one blunder here, probably something that, oh, it says it was a blunder when I went from almost tied just down to there. But then, right up at the end. Let's look at this point. Let's look at the opening because you can see it was a pretty solid opening. A little bit edgy. I kind of like, I favor openings like this that give black a small advantage and then, find something that really breaks things loose in your favor. So let's go back and just take a look at this game. I'm gonna go all the way back, click all the way back to the beginning, move it up here so we can all see it. There, we can all see it there. I'm gonna click this on, and if you look at this number right here, you can see how white is doing compared to black as I click through the game. So this is a King's Gambit, and it's already got me down 7/10 of a pawn, but I consider the King's Gambit a pretty solid opening, even though it's got me down under. I actually prefer this position. And you see it's not changing very much. We're playing a very solid game. If you remember, we were down 0.7 just when we began the King's Gambit, and we're still maintaining very, very well. It didn't like that move. I think this is a sharp move. There's a question mark there. I guess it's not so sharp. See, if he comes up here, I was just going to castle. He takes me here. I take here. This pawn's going to fall. And then that's why I moved the bishop here. See, a lot of people will do that. Maybe tonight we'll have another game where they move the pawn up and I sacrifice the knight. You can see how that works. But he didn't do it in this case. He brought his bishop up and now we're back to point 3. So we're actually doing better than when we started. Now we're up to point 5 and still at point 5. Oh, and now I didn't like this, but I'm sharply attacking over there. It didn't like that either. I'm up to point 0.9. Still no big problem, less than a pawn behind, but with a pretty strong looking attack over there. And remember, I took the knight, but he's still ahead. Even after losing his knight, he's still down by 0.5. Oh, I could have I didn't see that. I could have brought the bishop out here and he can trade, but by removing the queens from the board, I would have been better off because I'm a piece ahead. And then I moved my king over. See, it was saying I should automatically do the trade. I didn't do the trade. I moved my knight out, but I should have taken the trade. Just get the queens off the board because I'm a piece ahead. I got 4 minor pieces compared to his 3. And I don't really want a powerful queen complicating the position. Okay, now that bishop move, he wanted to develop his bishop, and that looks like a good square for it. But suddenly I'm ahead for the first time, 0.5 of a pawn. And then I'm back to minus. But now I'm really far ahead because, see, that was his losing move. He went over there in the corner, and then I came there, and he's behind 3.8. And then, he had to trade. At least he got the rook, and now he's got this pawn attack thing coming here. But you see the pawns keep coming down, and I take them. And now he doesn't have any more pawns. And you remember how I played this. I just tried not to make any terrible mistakes. I repositioned my queen back here into the center. The queen now is protecting from this rook coming down. And that was ultimately what won the game. I kept the queen on this diagonal, and he forgot that. So that was an interesting game. And you see, I just maintained really good now. If you look at this. I just after I got that advantage, I just maintained it very, very well by consistent play after that mistake. So after that mistake on his part. So that was a fun game, and we got some really. I was watching some of those brainwaves doing some pretty weird patterns and things during that time we were playing. So that was actually pretty darn interesting in terms of the EEG. And what do you say we do another one? Does it sound like fun? I got my microphone on. That's great. I can see here in the Twitch studio that it's registering my voice, so you should be able to hear me. The brainwave patterns working really good right up here. Doing really good. We won a game. I mean, what else can you ask for? Let's go ahead and try another one, shall we? That was pretty fun. So I'm going to push the play here. This is how you do it in Chess. You just can create a game where you just use this to click the one you want. I'm going to click a 5-minute game with 0 seconds per move as an increment, which just means a straight 5-minute game. And we're going to play a Carol Can defense here, but because that bishop's got to come out, I'm already going to bring it out here. Discombobulating the person a little bit because that bishop move is not very common. I normally like to develop this bishop up to here, but when they play the pawn there, it becomes kind of useless. And now we'll put the question to the bishop. And I don't know what kind of advantage that is, but this bishop is not going to do us any good over here. I'm going to already bring it back. And we'll see what happens because I brought it back not just so it won't sit there. I'm thinking about making this move up here with my pawn. And if he takes, I can take with mine. Okay, now I got to be careful I don't lose this bishop over here. So I'll just bring it back. And the bishop can come back to here if it needs to. I'm going to take that pawn because it looks kind of vicious right there. And you see, I could lose a pawn here really easy if I don't just take it. Now he's going to do something with that knight and get an attack on this pawn here. But I don't see what he can really do with that knight unless he really surprises me. So I'm going to bring this knight out already. I got to protect this knight is just protecting down on this line here. And he can't really dislodge the knight quickly enough. I'll move this bishop out really soon. Now I'm going to get out of that pin. That pin doesn't look really healthy for me. He's got my. Now I might lose a pawn here, but I think I'm a pawn up anyway, so I don't see that. Okay, so that's okay. He'll probably take that with his queen, I imagine. No, he didn't. So I could try to hang on to that pawn. This looks like a pretty safe move. It defends a number of things. It attacks this, attacks that, and it's out of range of the knight. The knight can't attack it in one move, and it's also not in range of the bishop. So all in all, I think the queen is well placed right there. Now I'm going to protect this pawn so I get some maneuverability with my queen. Okay, now the attack on that pawn is off. I'm going to centralize one more rook before doing anything else. Okay, so Now we'll see what happens here. Okay, where's he gonna go? It's hard to say, isn't it? He kind of discombobulated me right there for a second. Um, I don't see anything he can do. I want to double these rooks on this file, so that's why I brought the rook up to here. Would love to trade that queen off. I don't know why I feel like my development's better and I'll just do better if I can get his queen off the board. I might be mistaken about that, but okay, is that knight? And I don't want the knight coming up here. Ah, boy. Maybe just put it over there. I don't know. I don't want to waste a lot of time here. I saw that the knight could come up here and I just gonna do that. It's kind of a wasted move maybe, but I'm gonna bring this back and trade off that bad knight. He'll maybe get a pass pawn out of it, but I just don't want to waste too much time here. I don't like that knight. I don't care. I want to take the knight. He's going to have a pretty strong attack against me now, but I got to get my bishop into play. So I moved it up to here. The bishop's got to help me against this pawn. I knew that pawn, and before I saw that, before I even did that, I saw that was going to happen. I'm just getting down on the clock and getting down on a lot of things here. What what concerns me most right now is this. Um, it's really discombobulating me, this whole situation. Um, I might just be losing here big time. I really don't know. I gotta take here and then move this up here. A minute against 2 minutes. I lost a lot of time. That was my downfall right there. I just didn't play correctly. I'm gonna have a massive pawn onslaught now. I gotta get my king over there if possible, because the king can help out a lot. I really don't know if this is gonna work. I'm really in trouble here. This is completely crazy. Only 27 seconds left. Ah, no, I lost the game. Okay, I'm gonna play really quick another game because that kind of depressed me. You could see from the brainwaves they when they look like that, it means like I'm just not enjoying what's happening, and I was just in a total bind right there, and you could see I wasted a lot of time. That was my real downfall. I got behind on the clock, and then it was a kind of a complicated position, and I just couldn't find my way fast enough to somehow break my way out of the trouble I was in. Well, hopefully we'll do better this game. I'm already going to play for the pawn advance here, and maybe that'll give me some the desperate counter play that I really need. We'll see what happens. And he's kind of thinking this through. This game we're doing much better on the clock, 4 minutes and 43 to 4:20. If the pawn comes up, the knight comes over here, and probably the bishop comes back to here. If he takes, I open this file. My king will stay in the middle behind all of this, and I think I'll have a pretty good game if that happens. We'll see. If he takes the pawn, then I'll take with the knight. Okay, I'm going to go for this like I was talking about. He might bring the knight over there too. In either case, I think I'll have um, I did that because I want to bring the bishop back to here and then this pawn up as quickly as possible. Okay, I didn't like the looks of that. The way that was advancing up in there, so just took him off the board. And now we got to be kind of careful here not to lose the game, because we could lose the game very easily right down here with this pawn. I think before anything else to do, I'm going to protect this pawn against this nasty queen. I'm going to have to castle very quickly here. It looks like I should castle right now. I'll lose a pawn over there, and it's going to be very, very, very bad for me because I'm going to have these massive pawns coming up the center. But with luck, I'll be able to still pull this off. Okay, I think he would have been better to just have those pawns advancing up freely. Now he's just got like a single advanced, kind of like I call that a dangling pawn. I'm gonna come down here with my bishop and simplify a little bit because in this kind of position, especially I'm a little bit ahead on the clock. It's a lot better for me to be ahead on time than behind. I mean, that's always true, but even more true right now. In fact, I'm a little bit behind. I got to get my queen liberated somehow. This is a pretty important move. I'm going to liberate. He can take the knight and really screw up my pawn position more, but I liberate my queen. I want to bring my queen down to here. Well, I can't bring it there, but, well, my queen is hard to liberate. Let's put it that way. But in any case, we are a minute ahead on the clock. Got to do something smart here. Maybe I should get the bishop up over to here. I'm going to bring the bishop to block this pawn. It'll be a really good pawn block. Right now I'm just really trying my best. Would love to liberate that out of there, but I can't. Oh, did I lose my bishop? Oh no. I don't even know if he sees that, but he moved his, yeah, he saw it. Wow, I don't have, I mean, I've basically lost this game now. You know, with all my thinking and everything, I just blundered really bad. Really, really, really bad. But there's always hope because I was too slow trying to liberate my queen. I should have found a way to get rid of my queen. You know, not to get rid of it, but get rid of the isolation my queen was in because, okay, so, wow, that's even worse, huh? Um, what's that mean? I lost my queen? I guess I did. All I can do now is hope for the best. Maybe get like some kind of a lucky checkmate or something. He's got 54 seconds. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it on the clock here. He's got 36 seconds left. I'm going to block these pawns from advancing. I don't know what else I can do. If those pawns get too far advanced, I'm going to be in big trouble. Boy, I don't want to move him to a black square, but I guess I have to. Um, 17 seconds left on the clock. Just take that and see what happens, I guess. Hmm, 9 seconds? Is this all she wrote? 7 seconds? 3 seconds? 1 second? Did he get a checkmate? Oh, wow. With .5 on the clock. Oh, well. That was pretty close. I mean, we almost pulled that off on time, but not quite. I want to get like a really good game here, like just one good game, and then I'll put it on YouTube and with a pointer like, don't watch the first games. go to certain time in the video and watch a good game because these games have not been good so far. There's a lot of possibilities here. I prefer moving this pawn up to protect this pawn. I'm just going to castle over here and see what happens. We might be able to get like an excellent position out of this. This is looking halfway decent. I don't see any problems with this. I'm feeling a little bit confident about this. I'm just going to get my pieces coming out. The queen is probably going to come over to here. She doesn't have anywhere else really to develop. I'm thinking of something pretty radical. Okay, I gotta bring this bishop back. I could also come up here. Bringing the bishop back would have been maybe a pretty good move, but this is also good. See what happens. He was attacking me down here, so I buttressed with the pawns. Okay, so now it's quite an interesting move. What am I going to do? I'm just going to do something a little bit halfway radical here because I don't see a way to break through that side or anything, but this pawn should help me. It's buttressed pretty good, and maybe it'll help from him thinking about ideas to advance his pawns. We'll see. I'll also advance this pawn up, and he might really think, I'm just going to play the clock here a little bit. He might really be afraid to advance this pawn. I'm going to keep the bishop, the rook on that file. Maybe even bring it over here, attacking that. And maybe get some action down this file now. You'll have to move that out. And I can move this up. Okay, let's see if we get anything now on this last file. We were talking about that. Its bishop is not helping very much because it's on the white squares. If he takes me here, I take there, and then this pawn suddenly looks pretty weak. I'll have to bring the other rook and the knight up to help, of course, because he'll have his queen to protect, but his rooks are harder to bring into the fray over here on this side. I'm glad I got these pawns. Okay, now I gotta get this rook kind of like into the action. I figure that rook is there to help protect against this pawn advance because the queen and this pawn and the rook now, I got three pieces on this square, and he's got a light square bishop, so it's hard. for him to advance. The knight can't do anything over here. Gotta do something smart here. I don't know. I'm just doing this so that he can't bring his queen up into this square, because if I bring this pawn up, his queen will have to go back in the corner. And I don't know if that means anything, but I'll come down here, attack that rook. Really don't know if I'm playing well here or not, but just doing my best. Oh, I want a pawn over there. He doesn't have any really attacks against me that I can see. Even that didn't really do very much because I can take him. Oh, I didn't see that. Okay, so now we got to play really in earnest here. That'll close down that a little bit. Okay. Wise guy, huh? Hmm. I don't know. Just gonna try that and see what happens. Maybe nothing good. I'm threatening to take that rook right now, mate. And if he takes me, I'm planning to come down here with my queen. That pawn is really helping a lot in this rook on this file in terms of checkmate possibilities. This pawn is just about ready to get taken at any moment, but it's looking pretty strong. There. Well, that was a much better game. Oh, well, look at my brainwaves, how they got all in sync. Yeah, I love to see them when they're like that. They're like all in a line, like just going across like that. Um, I think that'll be like the one good game that we were looking for today. And I'll do the post mortem now, and then I'll put it on YouTube with a note, to the YouTube audience, telling them, oh, go to a certain time in the video for a good King's Gambit. Hopefully it's good. Let me see how many blunders. Oh boy, how many blunders I made. I hope very few. So let's look here and see if I had a lot of blunders. If I had a lot of blunders, well, there's always a chance to play again. And well, I had one blunder, two mistakes. I don't know. That was that was a good opening, like right up way into here. You see that? Um, okay, look at the mistakes. The mistakes were here. When I put the mouse here, you can see the two brown mistakes there, and the blunder was there. So all through here, there were no mistakes or blunders. So why don't we just commit to our memory, play through that opening, just to remember that that's a solid opening. No mistakes, no blunders. So let's just click it through, and you'll see that this is a few inaccuracies. Just going to click it through. No mistakes, no blunders. Okay, we're not doing anything wonderful, but you see 0.0. Ah, well, there I was thinking about bringing him back here, and I brought my queen up, and then it got a little bit edgy, but we're still like I'll bring this up so you can see where we are in the game right now. Yeah, I had, and now I'm going down. The high point was like right about here. Okay, so that was all right. We'll try another one because I really do want to get that one good game in. We'll see if it happens this time. If it happens this time, I'm going to go back to work. My clients will love to hear that because I've got a certain amount of work I'm owing people right now. But my job is getting lost, possibly due to ChatGPT, and I got to think of some other possibilities. And this is one. I mean, there's a number of people that actually make a pretty decent living on Twitch. So I gotta put some, what do they call that? Put some irons in the fire. I've seen this opening before, and this is a basically solid opening so far, as far as I know. I gotta be careful about this rook coming over there. I guess the best thing to do is just, I guess, bring the bishop, interpose the bishop. If he takes this knight, I retake with the pawn, no problem. Maybe I didn't do that correctly. It might have been better to bring this here. No, but I can bring this back later. If he takes here, yeah, I'll take it. I'll bring it back now. This this bishop now is very well protected by queen, and I got to get ready to castle as soon as possible. I'm going to get my okay, now this is always a question of which to take with. And I really think I've seen this quite a few times, but I think it's best we got to take here because otherwise he brings his knight up into here. See, the bishop needs to stay here controlling the knight. A bishop in this position controls the knight from advancing. You see, the knight really can't advance because the bishop controls all the black squares that the white square knight can advance to. Okay, now you see that? He's got more people on here, but I'm gonna do a manual castle. I gotta get castled out of there fast. I'm gonna bring my king up, still protecting the bishop, and then my rook over, and hopefully this will solve my problem. If he takes the knight now, I'm thinking about just bringing the king out of danger. It's probably the smartest thing, but is there something better? Don't want to waste a lot of time with this. I'm just going to bring him back. When the king gets out of the fray a little bit further away in the nice castled position, it's going to be a little bit safer over there. Okay, now you see the problem? That pawn was not really doing anything anyway. I'm going to lose this pawn, but in compensation, I'll get an open file here. Um, I really don't. That knight has been bothering me the whole time, so I feel better just getting rid of that thing. Now I'll get back with the rook. Oh, I made a big mistake. Not so bad, but wasn't even thinking about that. But at least. Okay, I'm just going to go for a kind of a sucker move here. And if he takes that pawn right there, I'll have a win a piece. He's probably a pretty good player and won't do that. But now he could take the pawn now. But it won't be. Okay, took it with that. Yeah, he can take it now, but I can take down here. Should I do it? I don't know. I'm just looking at all the different possibilities, and that looks like my best possibility. His queen is in danger now, and he takes my queen, and I take his queen with my knight, and basically get my knight out of danger. I'm down some pawns, but oh wow, I had to get my king off in this diagonal with the queen because just for that reason, maybe maybe I made the wrong move. I don't really know. I still have some possibilities here. Hmm. He can take the bishop now, and I take his queen, and it's kind of like all over. But maybe he won't see that. So my other hope is that no, he's rated more than 2,000. I think he's going to see it, no problem. He just has to take. Oh, he didn't take. Oh, but see now that bishop is also pinned. Take there. I'm still with some pretty dastardly bad problems here. I got to get my king out because that would be checkmate with if he brings his rook down. I'm going to centralize my king. And now I'm basically in trouble no matter which way you slice or dice it. I'm behind on time too. Things are not looking up, as they say. We're a minute on the clock. I might be able to win a pawn down here. Looks like I will, actually. No, he can move this pawn up, but then he loses his. Get a little bit of action here with my queen, with my king. I can win this pawn now with my with my king by taking his rook. You see, trading his rook and then coming here. Will it work? Yeah, it still works. Okay, so that's check. So I got that pawn. He should protect that pawn with that pawn. I don't know. I'm just going to do this because I think I can win these pawns with one of these pawns with my king now. They're looking pretty isolated over there. Ah, no. I lost the game. I didn't really think about him advancing him so quickly. He advanced him really fast, and well, that wasn't the game either. Let's try one more. Wow. We gotta get that good game going here. I'm gonna try to focus my brain waves a little bit better and see. Okay, I'm already gonna throw some iffy, sketchy stuff out against him and see if anything works. And we'll do the post-mortem to see really if that's iffy and sketchy. Maybe it's not even. I'm preparing for a pawn to king 4. And I think I can do it right now. That knight can't advance. I think I should just go ahead and do it. I might be wrong about this. I might be wrong. And maybe I was wrong. Was I wrong? He's got 3 pieces and I got 2. How did that happen? Christ. That was not too good. Look at that. What happened? I lost a whole piece in the opening. It was pretty bad. The only thing I got going right now, oh yeah, you see he moved out of there like it was a smart idea that he got out of there. I'm not going to try to oppose his rook on this file because I don't want to really trade off the rooks anyway. I prefer to do something like this. I don't know if there's anything that's going to work here. All I can see, oh wow, I just lost my rook too. Really playing badly here. I didn't lose a rook, but I lost the exchange by moving that pawn out there so quickly. See, now you see what he's going to do. He's going to fork me here. Just going to come up there and protect a little bit. I'm getting really, really bad here. It's getting worse and worse and worse. Now I'm sure he's going to take that rook over there. Things are just not looking good. I'm a whole rook behind now. And behind on the clock too. And now, boy, I'm just going to psychologically try this one last thing, but didn't work. I don't know. Nothing. I'm just losing. It's kind of a dumb position. Like I'm just not going to win this at all. Um, I don't know what's going to happen here. Just going to play this out to the end. Well, I'm not going to now. That's with my queen on the board. I still had like a small chance to maybe do some weird checkmate or something, but he traded queens and I was down on the clock. And okay, let's play one good game. Get those brainwaves working. Get the brainwaves really moving. We're just gonna play fast now and fast and furious, as they sometimes say. And okay, I'm doing a real King's Gambit now. A true King's Gambit. And if this doesn't work, we'll say it should have. We'll always say that it should have, right? Just got to keep moving along. We'll say, that it should have worked. We are not down a piece, just down a pawn or so, I guess. It was weird. Guess I got to take that bishop. Okay, so let's see what happens here. Looks like my knight's kind of in danger here. I gotta move kind of fast because I don't want to get in the same time trouble I've been in. Time travel trouble. Maybe get an attack on this pawn. Don't see any other possibilities. That'll make him think. Um, I don't know. But at least I can, win this pawn here because his king will be in the terrible check. I mean, he can't. This pawn would be pinned if I take this pawn. And if he moves his king over there, see, I got power on this thing here. So just win a pawn, I guess, maybe. Unless he does that. Didn't think of that. Is there anything I can do? Like this? Check. Take that. At least he has like a little bit less pawns, maybe. Now, if he moves this pawn down here, I'll take him with my queen, see? And the queen will continue attacking this rook. Now, now if the pawn comes down here, I take with the queen. And if the pawn comes over there, I still have possibility to take with this root. I still have the possibility of taking here with my queen. So I don't know if this is going to work. It's now or never, I guess. Is there anything I can do? I really don't know. It's a tough one. I'm going to come down here. The knight can come here, and he might try to take here if he does. I kind of thought he might be planning that. Um, wow, my brainwaves really got synchronized there. Kind of saw that he was planning that, and I was thinking, will he really try to do that? Now I still have to win this somehow. He's going to, I think that's the only thing I can do, and I'll still have enough power against him. I had to protect that pawn from making a queen, and I was in that interim. I was checking here to see if I could checkmate him, but nothing's fast enough. He was going to get a queen, and then almost immediately put me in check after he moved his knight out. Now he takes the rook, and see if he took the rook, I just bring the queen over here, take the pawn, and then I got queen and bishop against rook and bishop, and then I wasn't in terrible time trouble either. So that was, I don't know, it was a halfway solid game, I guess you could say. But look how far behind I was until he really blundered. I went really down low and then came back. So that was not the game we're looking for either. I want to do that game. Let's do one more and then I can get to work. I mean my real work, because this is not real work yet. Hopefully it will be someday. I'm gonna be able to pay my bills with Twitch, because ChatGPT is really threatening to take over a lot of jobs, and it's really not even that great of a program, at least not for what I do. I've tested it. I use it in my work because I'm a kind of a lazy person. I would love to just use it and do what I have to do using it, but it's not good enough. It's bewilderingly dumb, and all of this positive hype that keeps coming out about it. I think it's I think it's viral marketing. I think they have some pretty good public relations or something there at OpenAI, and they just invent all this stuff. And you see all these articles like, "Whoa, it does this guy's job," and the guy must be pretty dumb if ChatGPT can do his job. And I realize there are a lot of automated jobs, even though they might not look like they are, but there are a lot of jobs that are automated. Thankfully, I have a kind of a creative job where I know for a fact that ChatGPT can't do it because it just can't. And I try, like I say, I try to use it and it doesn't work. It comes up with the most ridiculous solutions that just don't make any sense. And then I say, well, can you try a little bit better because that wasn't it? And then it comes up with a worse one. It has really no idea. It has absolutely no idea how to do it. Okay, I might get some attack on this queen. Let me see. Okay, he's not going to let me get any attack on that queen. I'm going to centralize my rooks now so I can bring this one back, this over here, the queen over. See, it was hard to bring things up into this square without getting a massive trade-off. He thinks maybe it's like an illusion. He thinks maybe the bishop was reacting to that knight. Ooh, no, the queen is reacting to that knight. If he's not careful now, if he moves that knight up, oh no, he saw he could see what I was doing. Um, I don't know if this is just an illusion, but to me it looks like now his knight's in trouble if he doesn't move it out of there. That looks good. That looks like a strong move. Well, it's my first really great move of the night. It's kind of horrible to play so many games, and that's the best you can do. And now I'll follow it up, hopefully, with another strong move. Or maybe it was not that strong of a move. Oh, that was a bad move by him, though. Because right now I have just checking a few things so I don't play too fast. But I have that. He was thinking of this pawn fork, queen and rook, but I take his knight and protect against the fork. That'll protect against the fork forever. And fork is now impossible. All I won was, it looked like it was like a big deal, but all I won really was a piece. Let me see if I can get a checkmate here or something. If I bring I like the queen in there. Just run down the clock a little bit. Bishop looks pretty strong right there. This rook could come over there, but what does it do there? Gotta figure out something else. I don't know. If I bring this rook over, I might be able to do some wholesale sacrifices on this pawn. Like take here, take there, and then boom, that's checkmate. So let's just do that. I think I got it calculated already. Check. Um, check. Check. I guess I didn't calculate as good as I thought I did. It was kind of bad. But I still have not lost. This rook is pinned. If this rook comes over here, wow, he saw what I was doing, didn't he? Just keep developing, trying to do something here. I lost a whole rook thinking I was going to get a cute sacrifice, but was not nearly as cute as I hoped. No. Can you imagine that? Now he managed to trade off his queen. I have very little hope now. The only thing I have is, well, I had a couple of extra pawns, but he's got his pawn too. No. Ah, wow. I just got greedy. I was thinking I was going to actually win. I mean, do not just win, but actually do something really smart. But no, it was no go. I'm just going to keep playing in case his modem turns off or something. Every once in a while, people lose their modem. Oh, it's time to resign. Okay, I'm gonna play another one because this is incredible. I don't know. I usually don't play this bad. This is pretty bad. I mean, I'm playing horrendously, just one game after another, and then I get first I have bad positions, and then I get a good position, and then lose on time, and then and I just lost a piece. Oh, but he didn't see it. I'm gonna get rid of this bishop before I lose it. He could have put me in check with his queen and taken the bishop. Um, this is bad. This is at least we're probably getting some good brainwave data, and for me, that's what it's all about at this point. It's the chess games are not really doing much, but at least some of the brainwave stuff is going to be coming pretty strong, I think. I don't know what he's got up his sleeve. Does he have a pin or something that I don't see? I got this bishop here. Um, I don't know if he's going to have time to advance a pawn over there. I'm going to go after this pawn, and if he tries to advance it, I'll take him with this bishop here. And he can't really protect that. That's one way he can try to protect it. That was like the only way. So that was actually pretty good. But maybe I'll just take him. He's trying to enforce my queen around and everything, but I'll take him like that, and then take the bishop because the bishop is pinned. Check, check, check. I'm looking for some mate or something. Okay, this is good. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. It's not going to be checkmate or anything. He can bring the bishop back over here and have a pretty good game. If he does that, though, I'll bring the queen back here, restoring the pin, and then move the rook out. So either way, I think I'm going to escape with quite a bit of material. If he makes a wrong move, it'll be even worse. If he moves over in the corner, I'll take his bishop with my rook because you see this pawn's pinned with this rook. Yeah, I think he's got to come here. I'll come back here so he can't take my rook with his knight. And it'll work because he can't bring his bishop over here attacking my queen because I can take the bishop with my rook or my queen. This was, I, you know, I never like to demean play by a player or anything, but I don't think I had any mistakes this game unless it was just like an earlier opportunity that I missed. But at the same time, I was feeling that my opponent was just kind of like moving his pieces in the beginning without really reacting to me or anything. And he let me get a really powerful position, not really reacting to what I was doing. So this is not really that wonderful game that I was hoping to get today either because why? Because it just my opponent gonna move this electrode a little bit to get better brainwaves. My opponent just didn't perform. Like I say, I don't want to belittle my opponent, but he was not. He was just kind of like moving his pieces, like, oh, move him off the back rank, get a development going. I got one electrode over here that's not working, but I got four of them on. I don't know. I guess he's just decided he's gonna take it easy, or maybe he's getting a pizza delivery, like I often get. I often get pizza deliveries. You have to stop the game because the doorbell rings and nobody else is around to answer it. So, or who knows, the modem goes off. It happens to me sometimes where my electricity goes off in the neighborhood. And even though I have a no break here, it seems like the internet around the neighborhood is connected to a main power supply somewhere, and internet goes down for a while. Even if the modem goes off for a second, you can still have a problem where, I guess he's off. We'll just look really quick at the 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 game is not even giving me an option to, sometimes it'll say your opponent left. Do you want to draw? Do you want to win? You click a button, but in this case, something happened. My opponent left in. I don't have any chance to click a button or anything. I just have to wait for a few minutes. Okay, so we won that one. Let's just look at the analysis board if it looks interesting in any way. If it looks like really flat and nice in the beginning, um, oh look, I made a mistake here. I let him get way ahead. I had a blunder right there. Let's just see so I don't blunder that again. It says I'm supposed to move this pawn up. Oh, I remember that. Remember I told you guys? I said, well, I lost my piece. And basically, I did lose a piece there because we're supposed to block this black diagonal against my king. I didn't do that. I should not have castled before moving this pawn up, see, to block that diagonal. Because if I castle now, just to show you what's going to happen, he brings the queen out. Let's check. I blocked the diagonal too late, and then of course he takes the bishop. So that was pretty bad game on my part, even though I won. And I'm gonna try one more. Then I gotta work. I'm trying to balance my eggs in the baskets here, and I've been explaining to you that ChatGPT is, I wouldn't call it a fraud because it can take people's jobs, but let me tell you guys, if you got somebody like me, for example, that's actually doing a human job that takes some creativity, some intellect, ChatGPT is not going to do it for you. It just, it, but believe me, I've tried it. I'm the laziest person in the world. If ChatGPT could do my job, believe me, it would be doing it. But if I did my job using ChatGPT, I would basically lose all of my clients because my clients are my clients because expect they expect better from me, So the two knights protect each other. I'm going to get a knight protected. I'm going to get a knight attacked on both sides, but the one knight protects the other. That's what's pretty cool about knights. You take one, the other one comes. If he takes this one, I have to take with the queen. He's going to take here. I'll take here, but he doesn't have pieces over here for the attack. I'll get this file on his king, and I can open. It'll be crazy over there on the king side, but I'm not. I'm not afraid right now if he takes the knight and I take with the queen. We'll see. It's kind of like thinking about it, losing some time on the clock, and he didn't do it. I gotta do that because I couldn't move these knights, and I want to be able to move my knight somehow. So I have to relieve the pin, and it's working out pretty good for me actually because he's taking a lot of time. There he's coming with the same idea to, and I'm going to work with the same idea that I'll have enough power over here on this side to thwart any attack on him, even if my pawn position suffers. And now it won't even suffer hardly. If I retake with this pawn now, I'll have a pretty healthy pawn structure here. I don't know, I'm just going to do this because it was getting boring, all this suspense of the... See, the bishop's just going to bother me if I go to white again, so I bring the rooks over onto black. Okay, I'm going to do a wholesale pawn advance over on this side because he's got all his pieces over here. I got a well-posted knight. I got a queen coming up. And I had to move this pawn up so that he couldn't lock. I moved this pawn up first so he couldn't lock the position by moving that pawn up. I'm going to take with that. It looks pretty safe over there. He might surprise me, but now he can take that. There, you see? That was a blunder on his part because I was able to win a piece. The queen from this position, like he can't move his rook out of there. Okay, now the knight, now the queen can come up here now, take this pawn. Um, but before I do that, I'm going to bring one more rook over. I got everything lined up here on this pawn. He'll have to protect it. And if he moves the rook over to protect it, the queen comes here, check, and then the rook comes over, checkmate. So my opponent resigned. That was probably a good idea in that position. Okay, look at the analysis board. Do a post-mortem. And, we just been playing here, playing here, playing here for I don't know how long, like hour and 31 minutes. And again, it was not a great game. We've been playing this whole time without a really great game. Wow. Yeah, look, checkmate in 10. So it was a strong game. You can see really, really black down here, like minus 10, checkmate in 10. Really, 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 really strong position. It's hard to imagine he can last for 10 moves there, but it says checkmate in 10. Let's just see like what he would do to last that long. Okay, so what he would actually just sacrifice a rook? I mean, he's saying I should take here, put him in check, get his queen for a rook. So queen for a rook, queen takes here, queen takes there, the knight goes away. I mean, the king goes into the corner. Oh, and you see my rook is pinned on my king. Otherwise, I'd go here, check, and then bring the rook down for checkmate. But now I can just take the rook over there that he offered. I guess the reason he offered that rook was just to prevent me from checkmating him right there. So he sacrificed a rook precisely so that I couldn't do that. And now he's just going to sacrifice. This is what they say checkmate in 10. It takes me 10 moves with all these sacrifices and stuff to actually deliver the mate. But it's pretty much a lost game. That was about 10 moves. So that was, I don't know, a little bit uplifting the fact that, we won it and everything, but we got to do better. But I got to work. I hate to sign off now. I know you guys are zoning out and you're looking at my brainwaves and everything, but for one thing, I got 2020 audience members right now, nobody in the chat. And also, I don't see anybody, doing the subscriptions. If you guys did subscriptions, that's the problem with the brainwaves. People just come, they zone out, they don't think about anything. But we gotta do chat, we gotta do subscriptions. If you guys started to do subscriptions, I could actually just start doing this more, and it'd be good for everybody. You guys could just zone out more, and I could play more chess and make money at the same time. So think about that. Make some subscriptions, and we'll see you. We'll see you next time. Okay, bye bye.